Good evening, Mr. and Mrs. North America, or wherever you may find yourself. I'm Silver Sterling, and are you ready for a mystery? Hexaco Motor Oils presents the Hexaco Mystery Radio Hour, sponsored by Hexaco. Tonight, we bring you tales from the gritty streets of Chicago with Gun for Hire.
I told you I'd be back, and you're soon gonna learn I don't lie. Name's Z.I. Wick, and it's time to keep this story moving. Even in these hard times, some folks don't like the taste of the silver spoon in their mouth, and they need to go and make it on their own. The dame you're about to meet does all that and more. Her name's Grace Gunn, and like it suggests, she's a private Jane with the looks and the tools to make your heart stop. And of all the hard-baked cases that have come through her door, this one might just take the cake, the filling, and the frosting. And Grace Gunn is going to need her first and last names if she wants to come out clean when all this is over.
I watched as the dust motes danced through the fading light and growing shadows of my office. Absent-mindedly, I thrummed the eraser end of my pencil on my desk, keeping time with the ticking of the clock on the wall. It had been weeks since the last time a client darkened my door, making my finances as thin as butter scraped over too much bread. I needed some scratch, and fast. My landlord, a shiesty lawyer by the name of Clive Law, had been bugging me for weeks for the back rent I owed. There was something off about Clive. His words came out like molten silver, but there was an edge in his eyes, cool and calculating, like a hyena stalking prey. He had come scratching at my door on Monday, and I had gilded the lily quite a bit with the promise of a big payday and that he would get his money. I just needed a little more time. I glanced at the clock, hoping it would extol the secrets of the world to me, and all it told me was that 2 more minutes had slipped away. I absently flipped the page of my newspaper and glanced at the stories of corrupt city officials, a report of some strange goings-on at the dock with a body and cultish symbols found at the scene. A lurid photo of the scene accompanied the story, taken by Irving Holt, a young pup of a photographer I'd run into a few times while on the job. He always seemed to find where the action was. I couldn't quite figure out how. I looked at the clock again. 2 more minutes. The newspaper made a soft sound as another page turned. I scanned it again, and this time it was the society page, where a large photo took up much of the page, under a headline that read, "Funds for the orphans hit an all-time high, thanks to Elizabeth Remington." My sister. Married at 20 to Richard Remington. Yes, those Remingtons. Lizzie thrived in a world of parties, charity work, and money, a world that I would never fully fit into, much to my parents' dismay. At least one of their daughters was doing dignified work. A knock at the door brought me out of my reverie, and a small voice spoke.
It's getting close to closing time. You're in your office Friday night, and you've got a little bit of time before you plan to meet up with Bam Bam, as well as the rest of the crew, just to kind of reconnect. It's been a couple of weeks. Yeah, it's probably maybe about 20 minutes before closing time. And you have a part-time secretary of sorts, and what is his name?
Him, I like that. Fred.
Fred? All right.
Last name Hemsworth.
Is he young or old?
Young-ish.
Youngish? All right. He taps on your door. Miss Gunn? Miss Gunn?
Yeah, as I'm typing away.
Yeah, he steps in and he's doing that thing that he does where he's standing there and his shoulders are a little shrunken and he puts his hand, kind of rubs the back of his head like he's going to ask you something, but he's nervous to ask you. But he says, Miss Gunn, if you don't mind.
Use your words, Fred.
I'm
running short on time here.
Yeah, time. I was wondering if it'd be okay if I left just a little early here. If that's okay. I kind of had some other plans.
You said it was about 20 minutes left, you said?
Yes.
Yeah, not a problem.
Oh, yeah.
I'll just finish up what I'm doing here and be on my way also. So, go for it.
Okay, yeah. I can. Thank you. That'd be great. Yeah, I appreciate that, Miss Gunn. I appreciate that. Okay, I'll.
Don't make a habit of it.
Well, no.
No problem.
No. I don't, and I appreciate everything you do for me. I got a date tonight, Miss Gunn. So I wanted to.
Nice.
Yeah. So I wanted to go home, kind of clean up and just kind of get things ready, So, but
by all means.
All right. Okay. And he kind of continues to stand there as you go back to your typing, and he's just lingering slightly in the doorway, and he starts rubbing the back.
Something else, Fred?
Yeah. Well, I know next week is payday and all, but I was wondering if maybe I could, because I got this date. I don't know if I told you I got this date tonight. I was wondering if maybe I could get just in advance, not the full thing, of course, but just maybe in advance on pay for next week. Just I want to be able to take her. There's this bakery kind of cafe that I was thinking about, and I got some money for it all, but just if I had a little bit more, just in case, if that's possible, Miss Gunn.
Are you done?
Oh yeah. No, I'm done. Yeah, no, and I can go and all right. That's fine.
I say this as I'm walking over to the safe or whatever to pull out some. Let's go 4.
Hey, Miss Gunn. Yeah, thanks. I really appreciate that. That is it's very generous of you, and I'll be back here bright and early on Monday morning, right?
Go have a good time, Fred.
Yeah. All right. Okay. I'll do that. Do you want it open or close, Miss Gunn?
Close, please.
Oh, yeah, you bet. And he closes the door. You go back to your typing, and it's maybe 2 minutes later, and there's another tap on the door again, and he pokes his head in. Miss Gunn?
Yes.
I hate to bother you, but there's actually someone here to see you.
Show him in.
All right. Do you need me to stay?
Does the person look friendly?
He looks like a decent enough fellow. He seems a little nervous, but he looks like a good enough guy.
I'm good.
All right. I'll be going then, and you take care of yourself.
Thanks, Fred. Have a good night.
Yeah. Oh, you too. A good weekend. And he opens the door wider, and you can see, yep, Miss Gunn will see you now, sir, if you just want to go in there. And I'll be taking my leave of you then. This gentleman walks in, door shuts behind, takes his hat off, and he's a very nice suit, fits very well, dark, curly hair. He's a very kind of half concerned, half nervous look on his face. He's a little shorter than I think maybe what you might have expected. He looks at you, Grace Gunn, yes?
Yes, and what can I do for you this evening, Mr.
Oh, Hellsberg. He steps forward and sticks out a hand. Willie, or William, either one is fine. William Hellsberg.
Have a seat, Mr. Hellsberg. What can I do for you?
Thank you. He sits down and puts his hat on his lap, and it's my brother, Miss Gunn. He is, I think he might be missing.
You think or you know?
Well, I don't know for sure, but I suspect that he's missing only because it's not like him to, not communicate with me, not check in, and it's been, kind of rubs his head a little bit. It's been almost a week actually, and that's definitely not. It's not like Leo to do this. He has gone on business trips and whatnot before, but lately, within the past few months, he's basically stayed in the city, and he's always done a good job of communicating with me. And it seems that right now he hasn't. So I suspect that he might be gone.
When was the last time that you spoke with him?
I want to say it would probably have been about. Actually, just a little over a week ago, we had met, after work, and chatted as we sometimes do, just to kind of catch up on things. But in that evening, of course, he went home, and I'm trying to think if I. I did talk to him the next day, just briefly, just kind of in passing. But since then, I haven't seen him. So. Yeah, it could be over a week. No more than two.
Is there anyone you would consider an enemy of your brother?
An enemy? Well, nothing comes to mind. Make me a notice roll.
Does investigation or alertness count on this roll?
I believe alertness gives you a +2 to your notice.
Yes, it does. That would be a 6.
No, not that I can think of. There's certainly in business, the business he's in, he's always, he has a few angry customers here and there and whatnot, but or maybe
What business is that, sir?
Oh, he's a jeweler. He's a jeweler. You might have even heard of him. It's Perfect Jewelers. No, I'm sorry. No, that's a different company. No, it's
Take your time.
I'm sorry. I'm this is making me a little concerned. I'm a little nervous. Yeah. It's he's my brother. We've Hellsberg. Just Hellsberg Jewelers is his name. I mean, the company's name, I'm sorry.
I assume I would recognize the name.
Yeah, we'll give that to you for free, absolutely. You have indeed heard of Hellsberg Jewelers, and you also have heard of Perfect Jewelers as well. Oh, no, actually, no. Make me common knowledge, actually, on that second point. So you got a 7. You have heard of Perfect Jewelers. I wish I had more that you could go on. The best I can do is he reaches into his breast pocket and he pulls out a sheet of paper and he hands it to you. This is the address of it wasn't his official office, but it was more of kind of a private office that he kept. He would usually go there to just kind of get away from things, family things and whatnot, and do a lot of work there.
Is it just you and your brother and your family?
Well, he and I aren't in business together. No.
As far as family members, though, is it just you and your brother?
Oh no, he's married, of course. Yeah, he's married, has kids. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't think it's his wife or anything. I don't actually talk to.
Okay, let me rephrase this question. Do you have any sisters or anything like any other family members like that?
No, it's just him and I. Just him and I. Yeah, I don't talk to Matilda very much.
That would be his wife?
That's right. Yes, Matilda is his wife. Is this something that you're able to do, or able to at least, see what's... I haven't reported any of this to the police because I don't think, well, to be honest, he leans back a little bit in the chair. He says, I don't necessarily trust the police, and I know a lot of them in there. I don't want to... Yeah, he smiles nervously. I don't want to start a whole new...
And I smile back at him because I understand.
Yeah, there's a lot of Catholics in there, and they don't necessarily take kindly to people of mine and my brother's faith.
I mean, would she put it together with the name of Hellsberg and the facial features and stuff? She would put together that he's Jewish?
Yes, you would. Correct. You're right on.
I can see what I can do, and I hate to bring this up at this delicate moment. I will need some money up front.
Oh, of course. Yes. What's your fee?
$20 a day plus expenses. That's what I need. So if we just start with the 20, that'll be fine.
Sure. Absolutely. That's more than fair. And plus, you haven't really generated any expenses yet, of course.
Not yet, but
Yeah. Is cash fine, or would you require a check?
Cash is always good.
He reaches into his other breast pocket and pulls out some cash, and he lays a 20 down. If you don't mind, could I? And this is just more, for tax purposes. Could you? Do you want to do a receipt at the end, or do you want to do a receipt each time I pay you? I'm just...
Which would be easier for you, probably as we go.
Oh, if that works, yes, we can do it that way. Sure.
Let me go out to my secretary's desk and see if I can find a pad to write that out for you.
Of course. Fred is very fastidious in keeping things exactly where you've told him they need to be. So you're able to find the little invoice pads and write one out for him. No problem.
There you go, sir.
Thank you. He writes down the home address for the Hellsbergs, and then he also, on that same sheet of paper that he had written down, the office address. I don't know if she would be there on a Friday night. She might be hosting, or perhaps she might be at their club, their country club. But either place, of course, I think would be a fine place to start.
What's the name of the country club?
The Three Spires Country Club. Sometimes she will have dinners there.
How can I get a hold of you in future?
Oh, here, hand me back that sheet of paper.
Slide it across.
He writes down, this is my phone number. This would be the best place to get a hold of me.
Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Gunn. I really appreciate it. I would hate to see something terrible happen to my brother.
I'll do my best.
He turns and leaves, and I'll just wait to hear from you. He shuts the door, and you can hear his finely made Italian shoes clicking down the hallway, fading away as he goes.
And now, some wondrous words of wisdom about products to make your life better.
Raven Cigars. When the sun sets and the work for the day is done, you know it's time for relaxation. And that means it's time to roll a Raven. Yes, Raven tobacco has that classic flavor and taste you know and love. When you use genuine Susquehanna rolling papers, you'll escape to places sure to set your mind at ease. It's time for your current tobacco to face a reckoning. It's time to choose the tobacco chosen by the old ones. It's time to roll a Raven.
Well, every hurricane starts with a single drop of rain, and that drop just left the office of Grace Gunn. The storm is swirling. Let's hope Grace has her umbrella waiting. Next time, you'll get to meet the Muscle. He's a fighter who traded the boxing ring for prison bars. Now he's out and looking for a rematch with Life. Alright, that's enough for now. But just so we're clear, the part of Grace Gunn was played by Joe Rich, and the boss in charge of this clip joint is Chris Hussey. I'm E.I. Wick, and remember, taking a wooden nickel is less trouble than a ghost rock dime.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of the Hexaco Mystery Radio Hour. This game references the Savage Worlds game system, available from Pinnacle Entertainment Group at peginc.com. It is unofficial media content permitted under the Media Network Content Agreement. This content is not managed, approved, or endorsed by Pinnacle Entertainment Group. Certain portions of the materials used are the intellectual property of Pinnacle, and all rights are reserved. Savage Worlds, all related settings, and unique characters, locations, logos, and trademarks are copyrights of Pinnacle Entertainment Group. Hexaco wants to remind you to make your car run like magic and always use great Hexaco products. Until next time, I'm Silver Sterling, reminding you to always keep one eye on the shadow.